a lot of good moves early on is that they keep stumbling. Arome getting caught out or going for plays that seem super silly. The bot lane overextending, getting punished. Whenever you are on a timer and you start giving away random free kills, then all of a sudden your window to actually win, your window to actually get something done shrinks so much, and that's what has to get changed. You have to stop making those mistakes, or you need to give yourself more freedom in the draft.
Well, talking about timers, just so you know, the first game was around 30-minute victory, the second game 26-minute victory. We're on track for a G2 versus OG record. You know, if this game is another stomp, it could be two of the quickest BO3s in European history. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. We need to see what happens in the draft. We need to see what happens in-game. But just let's do the math. Now, blue side, Mad Lions, Pantheon, Yuumi, and Aphelios have been removed from the pool. On the other side, Kalista and Syndra. So Senna is the third final ban as early on that I was
So the thing is that in the previous best of 5 these two teams played, Senna was always banned on red side. So even though Mad Lions prefer red themselves, because they feel like they need 4 bans almost, by opting into moving over towards the blue side, it means they can force G2 into banning that Senna. Now, they mixed things up a little bit. They banned the Aphelios themselves, which surprises me because I would have assumed Carzzy would have loved to pick that up for himself. And instead, Prio on this set goes through the roof. Now, Arome can play this in the top lane, but also Kaiser has been a big fan of this down bot side. We know that teams love to pair it alongside the Syndra, but that's been banned. We also saw Mad Lions bot lane pair it next to an Ezreal too. So Mad Lions aren't trying to reveal too much with the opening of this draft, but you can already see that G2 are looking for the 5v5s like they've been looking for all game long.
Yeah, and there you go. There's the Ezreal that you talked about as well a moment or two ago. Figure out what else is going to be around this mid lane. I do not anticipate that to be the Ahri. But if I look at the previous drafts as well, there was fairly high priority. LeBlanc is something that I would consider here.
Lee Sin, please.
Lee Sin, yes, 100% right.
No. Okay, so Humanoid draws so many bans on this LeBlanc, but we've already seen him rocket into the Azir, which, hey, can be a nice matchup, right? You can look for picks, you know, there's two champions that do very different things. But when I've been watching these first 2 games from Mad Lions, the only thing that has been consistently working for them is Shadow, and it was in that game too on the Lee Sin. So now it's going to be an Olaf and a Lee Sin ban, and then he's relegated to maybe a Rek'Sai that got banned out in game number 1. But regardless, Lee Sin is without a doubt his best champion, and I can't believe Mad Lions are not putting him on it again.
And I guess the question you have to ask yourself is why, right? Why are they doing that? Are they prioing the LeBlanc for Humanoid because it's going to give him a stronger performance than, let's say, the Kiana? What does it do for the champion pool that Perkz has to run into it? Obviously, we saw the Gragas have been locked in previously, and Perkz' reply is Yasuo. So, obviously, we're going to have that Yasuo-Gragas combination with MF down in the bottom lane for caps, I would imagine. That Perkz will be running that Yasuo. I'm still waiting for the one day that they pull the Swip Swap back. Anyways, hasn't happened yet. And then over on the other side, Aatrox is going to be the ban here for the Mad Lions. Let's see what their last one will be. Both junglers removed from the pool, so we have to start theorizing. What is the top lane champion going to be that Wonder wants to play? And also, what jungler is Shadow going to be locking in?
Ooh, actually, quickly before we get to that, I think the Thresh ban is very key right here for the Mad Lions. Because they banned out Yuumi before, I think Thresh is such a powerful pick in the hands of Mickey. Not just because you can make all the picks, but he's so versatile as a champion. Having the Lantern to, you know, escape almost a misfortune from a bad situation was a good choice from them. Now, G2 have clearly opted into the full-on team fight option. In the top lane, they can go a lot of different directions for Wonder. It could just be a beefy frontliner that initiates. What I actually would prefer is a Nico for Wonder. It figures into, you know, the good team fight option. You go Glacial Augments, you can also engage fights, but you also need a source of magic damage. I feel like even with the Gragas in the jungle, another one would be great, and it plays very well into either the Renekton or the set here, so G2 could just go full lane kingdom here by locking in the Nico, and then I'm not sure what Mad Lions do.
Yeah, we still don't know whether that set is going to go support. They could still Play another one. Oh, it is going to go support most likely. Let's see what the jungle's going to be. Come on, give me Diana. That would be fun. We'll give it a moment or two to figure it out. Of course, one of the other options that I am thinking about that we haven't seen at all today is the Ornn. Is another champion that we haven't seen a lot, but it has been featured very heavily throughout the course of the playoffs. Jarvan will be the final jungler now locked in for the Mad Lions. And now we see where does Wunder want to go. What option will he want to play for on the other side?
So again, he sees 3 melee champions. This is a glacial augment spot if I've ever seen one. Give me the Nico. You know you want to play the Nico, Wunder.
Oh, it's going to be finding out in just a moment or two. Let's zoom out and take a look at the team comps. It's going to be the Ornn, traditional, standard / safe. Ornn versus Set, how many times have we seen that? But what do these two team comps do together? For me, it feels like Wombo for G2 all over.
So, G2, again, yeah, you can say Wombo combo. It's the easiest composition you'll ever have to read looking at those 5 champs. For Mad Lions, though, we have to zoom in once again because they have put themselves on a timer once more, right? Jarvan LeBlanc looking to control around that mid lane. Arome back on his Renekton that he drew so many bans in their previous series on. They have the picks to be able to win out in lane, to be able to play through 1 and 2 items, but they have to stop making mistakes because if they do start handing free kills over to G2, we are looking at a 3-0. So Mad Lions need to tidy up their play and come in with a plan, come in with a clear attack, and then just maybe they can fight back.
I mean, they have to show us something. We've seen some poor individual performances, but as a team, the way that they are moving, the places that they are looking has felt pretty good. But there is a lot of experience difference between these players. I mentioned in the previous game that I felt this could be the highest stakes game that these 4 or 5 of these players at least have ever played. A lot of people watching from home and it's going up against G2. The added pressure of the fact that G2 seem to be playing very, very clean. A return to form. We're going to game 3 of G2 versus Mad. And welcome to Summoner's Rift for what could be the final time of the evening. Just a quick reminder that whoever wins today goes on to face Fnatic tomorrow. The show will start at 3 p.m. We have a live musical performance starting at 3, ready check at 4, an opening ceremony at 5 o'clock. Let's see who will get there. G2 Esports are 1 win away. Mad Lions would have to do the unthinkable. Let me see if I can remember the copy pasta. There's no ways Mad Lions can come back from 0-2. Congratulations, G2. I think that's how the meme goes.
Yep, that's how it goes.
But I'm going to go back to something that you said, and the timing window, and the fact that we need to see Mad Lions, deliver as far as it goes in terms of getting the early game plays and movements. When I look at the mini-map and I look at how icons have been swapped, have they really put Humanoid's LeBlanc into Wunder's Ornn?
Yes, they have, Trevor, and I think this is 100% the right decision, right? Like, putting Renekton into the Yasuo is actually the goal here, because Renekton controls Yasuo very well in the early game. Yasuo is the type of champion that wants to like dash in and out of minion waves, use his wind wall to be able to last hit minions pretty easily, while Renekton just hits him with the 1-2 punch, stuns him up, and does very well right there, as bot lane already Caps getting blown up.
Kaiser and Kazi doing work. A lot of damage been put down. Flashes are available. Caps has still got the heal. In draft, you talked about how Kaiser is a huge fan of the set and he manages to make it work. And now I'm going to go back to this mid lane point. Arome has been beaten up and bullied all series long. He's now in a matchup that is, let's say, favored. And now the pressure is on to deliver against, in my opinion, the greatest Western player of all time, Perkz. So the pressure is higher, and this is a great move from Shadow. That's the stun into the flag and drag! Nicely done by the Mad Lions. Haven't got the kill just yet. Come on, no! No! Oh, I got so hyped.
You got really hyped, Trevor, and so did the Mad Lions when they thought they could get a kill there. But no, Perkz just dashes through Arome there and escapes. Arome now down the flash, and it's because Shadow went for a little bit of an unorthodox gank. He started blue buff, so you assume you have like 20 more seconds there if you are Perkz before the gank comes through. But even though the timing was through Perkz for a loop there, Shadow doesn't have the red buff, so slowing him down isn't going to come through from those auto attacks. Perks doesn't have to flash away, and now it becomes so much harder to punish around that middle lane, which was supposed to be the focal point on the map for Shadow early on.
Oh man, I apologize to everyone wearing headphones. I got quite loud there. But it's just the timing of the potential kill in the story. Nevertheless, again, focus, direction. Shadow has been the consistent performer here on the Mad Lions side, and he's already at least made a play, albeit it was unsuccessful. I like the fact that Kazi and Kaiser were taking the fight to Caps and Mickey early on as well. So small advantages across the Rift in the CS numbers. And Shadow is looking for another potential option. Remember, no flash on Caps, and he manages to get that ward inside the river bush as Mickey will fly away to safety. Kaiser pulls him back with a quick punch and no further damage.
Yeah, so quick spoiler for everyone watching at home, we're going to be very focused on the Mad Lions in this early game because they're the ones that need to make things happen. Right now you can already see the wave is pushing in towards Karzi. He's allowing it to sit here, so Jankos is here to try and break the freeze, but Shadow is waiting in the wings and Mickey is quite low. No flash on Caps also.
Also, Humanoid backed away from Wonder the moment the play started. The flag and drag lands. 1, 2, 3 teleports in the bottom lane. Caps goes down. First blood to Kazi. He gets himself another. That's a third for the Mad Lions. And they build up 1,000 gold lead already. 2,000 already at 4 minutes.
There you go, Trevor. You know, we heard Medius talk about it at the start of the day. Mad Lions know how to execute on these teleport plays, and they teleport a top lane LeBlanc down too, because why not? They're able to find the punish there, and some damage onto Jankos, who has to flash away. Karzi's going crazy under the tower, and he finds the trade. Kills just an execute as well. They're getting everything.
Unbelievable 4-0 ender, and they are showing up.
They absolutely are, Trevor. Already up 2,000 gold, I think, if I caught the numbers right on that one. It's a great read here from Shadow, who is around to punish Jankos, who commits to the play. But they're down at teleport. Perks not rocking one of those in mid lane. And Mad Lions are all on the ball. They're all ready to jump in. And this is the focus we needed to see out of them in this game. Because so far this series, when Mad Lions are the team that is making proactive plays, they are executing well on them. It is working out. It's the lull states where they are not making that happen, and we're seeing one right now.
Okay, so there's a reply back. Arome, he's used the flash much earlier, lost the TP. Now Kaiser throws himself into the mix. G2 have got themselves one kill. They're looking for a second. That's a gigantic shield. That keeps Kaiser alive. Oh, he steps right back in. Where's the support? What was that?
What is he doing?
That was the mistake that you cannot afford to do.
Yeah, now Perks is coming around here. They might want to get... There's 5 members of the mid lane for G2. Shadow has to run to the hills as G2 will be able to find more turret plates around the mid lane. This has been the series the whole time. Mad Lions throw a punch and G2 fight right back.
Unbelievable. That had to have been a misclick on Kaiser's side. I'd love to hear from the players at some point as to what's happening. Now, let's be frank about this. Yes, conceding one kill is not by itself bad, not in isolation, but all series long, conceding one kill, maybe each, is what has led to problems for the Mad Lions. Kaiser and Shadow are going to take the Blast Cone over into the Dragon Pit. They still maintain a very good gold lead, and they will secure the first Dragon of the game. Now we need to see how do they push this lead further. Perks has swapped in the mid lane. He's now gone to top, and it looks to me as though Humanoid is either just warding up or he's leaving that lane to match the Ornn. And I want to keep tracking how these lane assignments play out, because it has such a huge impact on how the next few minutes go.
Yeah, we'll keep seeing the dancing for a while as Kaiser hops over the wall to find out Jankos here.
Yeah, they do indeed, and that should just be an easy kill. Jankos, no flash available, no ultimate either. Drop a flag on his head. Will it land? That's the question.
No! He's alive! What? And now Kaiser's gonna die for it! Unreal.
I do not believe that he got away with it. I've been waiting for cooldowns, melee champions just trying to chase him down, and it didn't work.
Kaiser has to be fuming after a play like that, right? Like, they did everything right. They just couldn't finish off the kill in the end right there. And then they chase down. They get a little bit greedy. This is the aggressive play that ends up getting punished. And then Karzi sitting bot lane with 3 kills, doesn't have a support for a while. He's in the 1v2. So Mad Lions are giving up kills in this window when they should be ahead. And this is what we're saying. The window starts shrinking as soon as you start donating over to the enemy team. One more time, because at the start it's very nice. Looks like Jankos healed for a little bit of extra HP, and I can't help but feel like the red smite came down from Shadow after he auto-attacked. He would have had the burn damage had that come down sooner. That's a kill onto Jankos. That means Kaiser's able to walk it on out of there. But because that doesn't come through, Kaiser keeps running forward, thinks he's helping, he's not, and now they get punished. Now G2 coming back off of the map are going to swap out of the bot lane. There's no Drake down towards bot side. Rift Herald has just spawned, and they are the ones now on the attack.
All right, Humanoid's got flash available to him. Kaiser's making his way up, but there's 3-4 members of G2 Esports going for the dive. If any of the CC can get interrupted, the knockup doesn't happen, but look, easy catch onto Kaiser. He steps into enemy territory. Now it's a 3 versus 4, but Mad Lions are split. Cataclysm comes down as Kazi rocks up to the fight. The Cataclysm locked him out. It's a 1-for-1 trade as Kaiser and Caps go down. And now all of a sudden G2 are escaping, but that 2,000 gold lead at 4 minutes is now 1,000 gold lead at 8 minutes. And at least 2 of those kills that G2 have secured have been somewhat gifted to them.
Yeah, they definitely have been picking up a lot here, even though that was the first time they were really, punching the gas, trying to look for a dive. They had a little bit of misdirection too, swinging around, thought they were going on towards Humanoid, but it really was Kaiser being punished one more time. Already died 3 times trying to help out the rest of his team.
Yeah.
And eyes just have to move. We've been focused on Shadow so much throughout the series and how he can impact the early game. Well, he's still going to be very important in this one, but as the game starts to get a little bit closer with G2 getting more kills in these fights, it will be Karzi versus the world. Can he stay alive against Gragas, Yasuo, Rakan, or like everyone's trying to dive onto him? He has to find some way to be able to do the damage.
Yeah, of course, and like when you talked about Shadow at the beginning of that, he's got 100% kill participation thus far. He really has once again been very, very active and all over the place. Caps and Mickey trying to shove down that tower will allow Mad Lions to pick themselves up the Rift Herald up on the top half of the map. This is uncontested. Kazi on this Ezreal. 350 gold bounty to his name. Here comes Yankos. He wants himself a new pair of shoes. And Rome is going to get run down. It's just a matter of time. Barrel comes back. I need to stop saying it, because what I think are obvious kills, twice this game have not been obvious kills, and if that Gragas barrel didn't knock her over the right direction, I would have had egg on my face once again. So, yeah. I'll work on that one, as Humanoid is now trading a little bit with Wonder. If he can get the knockup, maybe there'll be a little bit more help from Call of the Forge God. Not going to work out just yet. And Perks on this Yasuo is just farming himself up. He hasn't really been too involved this game. Previous games have been under a little bit more pressure, but the lane shenanigans obviously helping out for that too.
Yeah, Perks is just, holding off until tomorrow. That's when he'll really start to care. For now, it's just been about the farm game when he's been putting a couple of tough matchups so far in this one. A lot of jungle attention been thrown his way too, but got to finish this one off first. And Mad Lions are doing well to stay ahead in the gold, even after Arome gets punished down bot side. Like, they did take the Rift Herald once again, but it's so frustrating too, because I feel like for so much of the game, Mad Lions are doing the right thing. I was hinting at this earlier where when they are the ones being proactive, they execute instantly, they're super decisive, make what's happen, and they win out. And that's how they're getting these leads. But then when the play slows down, when they're not saying, hey, let's do this thing next, when they're just falling back into regular farming patterns, that's where Rome is starting to play weak side. That's where, he's bot side, he knows the dive is coming, he knows he doesn't have support, and he gets punished. These things must stop, because the next 10 minutes are going to make or break the game for Mad Lions. If this lead does not extend, if this lead shrinks at all, that is where G2 are going to slip right on past them and look to close out. Yeah, no doubt about it. And there's so much on the line. Mad Lions, the surprise of the spring split. I called them the Roaring Rookies. They were able to rampage their way into finals weekend. And they gave us one of the most exciting BO5s that we've seen a couple of weeks back. They've got a very strong lead for the time being. No challenge here for Shadow. He's going to pick up the second Drake of the game uncontested. But this is the time frame, where Mad Lions have started to falter. And this time around, Kaiser escapes with his life. There was no damage support backing up Yankos there towards the river. And Mad Lions need to just tidy up their play, not concede the same individual mistakes that they've done previously. But also at the same time, they also need to accelerate the game, because, Ender, we talked in the draft, there's this window of opportunity where Mad Lions want to be ahead, and G2 Esports just won't give them that chance. Look at that. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You cannot go anywhere when G2 commit to the targets. Well, it's been really hard for Mad Lions to get much control anywhere for a long time, because Kaiser died so much. He only just now ticked over to level 6, so G2 have had pretty solid vision control for the majority of the past few minutes, and now they will be focusing down on knocking out the bottom lane turret. Again, I feel like Mad Lions have to just look for something big now, right? You have both teleports up, between your solo laners, so maybe look for a flank play here. That's going to be the call.
It will be indeed. Remember, ultimates have been used in that previous engage. Kaiser goes for the flash pull back. We'll be able to get the kill now onto Perks. And now all of a sudden, Wonder's the target. Mickey's going to arrive here. Quickness is available to him. He can use it to buy some time. He does. Gets the two-man knockup. That buys enough time for Wonder to run away. Jankos has arrived. He's got the Gragas barrel available to him. We'll throw out at least a slow from the Q and flash over the wall. But that is Mad Lions putting together 2 kills in the bottom lane.
Hey, that's a massive win for them right there. I mean, the 2 kills, but also flashes on 2 big playmakers from G2. Jankos and Mickey not going to have those ones up, but the action might not stop here, Trevor, because Jankos looking to get over the wall potentially as Wonder's teleport comes in. We'll just force Arome and Humanoid to back away from that tower, but the gold is going to start snowballing because while the play was happening bot side and Mad Lions got the big team fight win, they also denied minions in mid lane, denied them in top lane. Carzzy was picking up on turret platings as well. So even though when you look at it, it's like a 2-to-1 kill advantage for Mad Lions, it balloons much, much more than that, Trevor.
Yeah, absolutely the case. And taking a look at the setup here, it was a really good just initiation and the right call from Mad Lions.
Yeah, I'll take greedy recalls for 500, Trevor, as Wonder right underneath the tower. The teleport to the flag will enter Arome in towards that fight. Humanoid doesn't even teleport for the last time because it's just a 3v2. Surely Mad Lions are going to win this, but G2 often will try to commit towards these plays without recognizing, hey, Humanoid can teleport down as well. So when Mickey goes in to try and save his top laner, Jankos does the same. That's going to be another death onto Mickey. That's going to be another flash blown by Jankos too. So had they just given up, they probably would have gotten much more off of that play, but instead called down a lot as Wonder looks for the turn on Arome.
A lot of damage onto Arome. That's a flash committed as well. Wonder has managed to get the knockup. That allows Perks to enter the fray. It will find 1 kill, and Mad Lions can't get a reply back. 2,000 gold lead still for the Mad Lions at 15 minutes. The kill score is even. The tower score is even. And Shadow gets dunked down to Caps. He's holding on to his flash for now. Will finally get away. The knockup will not connect, and Mickey's forced to fly back to safety. But it is still Mad Lions maintaining control as well as now the tower advantage. And you're looking through the itemization coming through. 1 big ticket item pretty much across the board for Mad Lions. Whereas G2 Esports are still trying to build their way up. I think Phantom Dancer and the Sunfire Cape were just picked up there on the G2 squad side.
Yeah, so I actually, I do want to talk about the play there from Shadow as he jumped onto Caps and forced his flash. It looks a little silly in isolation, right? Like, obviously, they weren't going to get a kill there. Like, Caps was just going to trade the flash. But it's super important, a minute and a half out from the 3rd Drake of the game spawning. Mad Lions are in a position where they need to push the limit. They want to get on towards Soul Point. That means they need to secure this Cloud Drake. So now, Caps not having a flash, Wonder not having a flash, Jankos, Mickey, everyone missing them from G2 minus Perks, that gives them the ability to execute in the 5v5 and to target to punch out unless Arome just gets picked.
Oh my words! Just destroyed, couldn't go anywhere, locked against the wall. And unfortunate for Arome, that one was just G2 waiting in the right place. He gets punished, now G2 Esports have the kill lead. And Mad Lions need to find a way to get back control.
They're drafting comps that don't have early game options. You see them making a lot of proactive plays themselves. So for this team, it really is a different look for them, and they need this statement win. After seeing Mad Lions lose 0-3 to Fnatic just last week, well, now they're saying, hey, we need to smash these guys if people are going to give us a shot tomorrow.
God, it's absolutely the case. Well, let's see what happens as we are back into game. Thank you again for sticking with us through everything that has happened in the world and in the LEC. Quick summary once more. Mad Lions pulled ahead in the early game with a very great teleport down into the bottom lane. But now G2 Esports have been scrappy enough to find themselves a bunch of kills. Wonder and Jankos currently built themselves up 3-1-2, 3-1-5 scorelines. And we are live with the Cloud Drake. And Perks has taken a lot of damage from Humanoid, so that could help them a lot for the setup.
So it's pivotal coming into this fight. Remember, Caps just had to burn his flash to escape from Shadow's Cataclysm. So this is a perfect window for Mad Lions to try and play around this. They have flashes up. Shadow's going to have his very soon. It's very hard for G2 to actually walk into the river. So keeping in mind that G2 are assuming that they have the scaling advantage, they take this much later, they don't actually need to contest that Drake. And this is what we see from G2 all the time, is when they don't have their major item breakpoints. Like you can see, Ezreal with 2 items right now against an Essence Reaver. Mad Lions are just going to win the fight. So G2, instead of wasting time in the bot lane river, they're going to trade topside. They're going to pick up the enemy blue buff. That's a small victory. They're going to knock down this top lane tower. They're going to trade because trading keeps it close and gives them more time.
Yeah, and of course, 2,000 gold at 18 minutes, it's going to be more valuable than at 30 minutes, etc. So, very smart play, something we've seen a lot from G2. You talked about it earlier this series as well. And there's the tower finally going down, so Arome is going to keep shoving out the bottom lane. 4 towers to 2 in favor of Mad Lions. The Cloud Soul will be up and available in 4.5 minutes time. Baron will be up and available as well. So now we start looking at visions, now we start looking at setup. It's still a little while away, of course. We need to control some more waves before we get to placing all those wards down. But for the time being, Jankos is going to make a small play on Arome. Actually, commit the flash.
It's not a small play. That's a big one.
It was when the flash came in. And Arome's just going to get run down. Yeah, he gets knocked up into the air. He throws the flash
out. Why are we
out.
flashing?
And the bullet time comes down as well. G2 are trying to break Arome's mental. He is 1, 6, and 3.
Yeah, everything was super telegraphed there as well. You actually saw both teams taking major resets. Mad Lions recalled 4, G2 recalled 3, and Arome is the one that stays on the map. But when your team recalls, you know no support is coming on in there, so he pushes down bot side. G2 are able to run down and punish him, knowing that they will get the kill, especially Caps on the Misfortune. So much movement speed coming in through that love strut, so she gets down there, drops the ultimate. They get yet another kill on towards Arome, and while, again, it doesn't mean too much in the grand scheme of things, it's just a couple extra 100 gold going the way of Caps and Jankos here.
Are so amazingly highlighting it. Unfortunately, we're like 1 frame further forward. The previous frame had a sword, I swear, and I think the production team has just trolled me. I have photographic evidence on my Twitter. If you go to @RightQuickshot, you can go see the proof. I think they trolled me, Ender.
I mean, I think you trolled yourself, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know why you were watching that feed when we were clearly back on our faces, but I'm just glad we're back into the game now.
We are back. Thank you so much for bearing with us. My little momentary craziness is out. Please disregard any of the messages that you are about to see. As you may or may not know, we are playing on an enforced delay to ensure competitive integrity. As such, when we get to the points of the game when a server element like someone connecting or disconnecting or reconnecting takes place, it will just pop up, but we can just ignore it and carry on with the game. Where we're at, Mad Lions, 2,000 gold up, 3 dragons up, but down in kills. And now we're looking for some hero plays to bring them back into this game. Correction, to push them further in this game. The reason I misspoke there is the belief or the understanding that G2, they've come from behind 2 games this series already, and we kind of like their team comp as time goes by.
Right, the question is, like, if Mad Lions are ahead by 2,000 gold at this point, are they actually winning? Like, yes, the gold tells you that they are, but when you consider that we're very close to the Ornn upgrades coming through, to this point where you have the full AP Gragas doing so much damage out of the jungle, like, that's just going to naturally push you so much further down the scaling route than when you see a full tank Jarvan on the other side, when you see a full damage Renekton that's gone 1 and 6 so far in this game. Those 2 roles in particular are what are really skewing how I perceive these mid to late game team fights are going to play out. Not to mention the fact that when you look at it, G2's comp, very straightforward, very easy to execute in towards the 5v5, so that's where we say Mad Lions maybe need to get a little bit creative. They've got double teleports. Can they perhaps play the side lanes? Well, Arome can't win his 1v1, but what if you sneak a humanoid down there as well? There are ways for Mad Lions to play out the rest of this game, but I think most pivotal of all is going to be that Drake spawn in just 1 minute.
Right, where's the vision around it? Thus far, G2 have got a couple of wards behind the pit, and Perks is starting to clear out his jungle. You can see all the backs from Mad Lions have already taken place. They've got a number of control wards in their inventory, and they are making a beeline for the Dragon Pit. So you just have to assume now that Mad Lions are going to be arguably quicker to the punch and most likely slightly better set up, but let's look at the vision.
So check it out. Like, yes, they're going to be going in for this vision too, but Humanoid knows this matters a lot. He just got a sorcery elixir. He's going to look for the one-shot on Jankos right here.
Oh, he's going to get the damage so far. The belly bomb comes out. Not going to be able to get the kill just yet. Flash over the wall. It's already a shutdown, though, as Kazi's on the board. 3 members of G2 locked inside the Cataclysm. I think they jumped in there with Shadow. Now, all of a sudden, that's a shutdown. Yes, Arome's got it. That's what Mad Lions need. Kaiser's running for his life. Turns back in. Steps forward. Mickey jumps out, flies back. Perks has already used the ultimate, doesn't have a lot to follow it up, and Kazi stays alive the entire time. Arome finds himself 2 kills that fight. He's only had 1 kill across the 2 previous games combined. And now all of a sudden, that is what Mad Lions needed. This will open up the Cloud Soul, and that might be just the punch they need to drive home a win.
Well, it was a perfect fight right there for them. We said they needed to get a little bit creative. Well, that comes through Humanoid finishing off the Void Staff and saying, give me a little bit extra with the Sorcery Elixir. Even though the one-shot wasn't there on Jankos because he had the stopwatch, just getting him down low enough, finding that trade was enough to really split up the fight. And then Karzi was able to kite back very well. If he goes down, the fight is going to be lost for Mad Lions, but he stayed up. He was able to get away from Perks and Wonder trying to dive into his face, and that secures them the Drake, that buys them the time they needed, that gives them wanted going into the next 5 minutes of play.
Did you see how quickly that LeBlanc just flew in to steal, or rather secure, the own blue buff? Humanoid managed to deny that one from an attempted steal from Jankos and Perks, and as I mentioned, please disregard the connection.
Come back!
And disregard once.
You have a series to win!
Well, Mad Lions punishing the disconnected members of G2 Esports and pushing it to... No, that is a joke, of course. Now they're setting up for Baron here, and at 24 minutes on the clock, they've got themselves the Cloud Soul. They've used a number of their wards to push forward. 3 items on Kazi's Ezreal right now. He is a terror to deal with, and he's got all the backup from the rest of the Lions.
It is pivotal now. Mad Lions push forward. The Baron is a possibility for them, but notice how G2 are also playing. While Mad Lions are so far up in their jungle, G2 group up with the top laner in ADC to walk through the river was looking like maybe they wanted to flank, but instead they will. No, they are going to come in as the flank as Mad Lions commit very far forward into this. Wonder is here, but I don't think G2 want to pull the trigger. When you look at the itemization, as you rightly called out, Karzi is insanely strong right now, and Wonder, you're just going to want to recall there, buddy. You don't want any part of this.
And remember, all Mad Lions need is 1 kill. If they do, it just sets them up for a fairly safe Baron play. Wonder's TP gets interrupted. He took a shot. He took a chance. And he will be donating a kill. He got caught out. No, that wasn't a donation. Mad Lions earned that kill. They pushed him out of mid lane, and they managed to find the kill. Humanoid blows up Jankos, and I think Mad Lions are setting themselves up fantastically to close this game out.
Well, it's time to go immediately over towards the Baron. Karzi has the Bork, so he can shred through this thing now. Jankos is also dead, so it is time for Mad Lions to secure the Baron buff. That's going to set them up all the way until this Infernal Drake spawns. So we are in a position where Mad Lions very likely can close out this game because the last few fights have gone so far their way.
Yep. They've got all the tools they need. All of a sudden, G2 Esports are trying to make a play. Perks will get teleported on, and Arome can look to shut him down. There's the knock-up, as well as the stun dominance is ticking. Perks does a lot to stay alive, but it's simply not enough. Humanoid gets himself a kill onto Caps completely unaided. And of the team's 15 kills, 10 of them have been helped out by Kazi, and 12 of them by Shadow. Shadow is the man that I've been looking at who is leading the way for performance from the Mad Lions, and Kazi, when he has been allowed to play the game, has been a consistent performance. It's good to see now the rest of the squad stepping up, as now they're knocking on G2's base.
Yeah, they're all the way in here. It doesn't seem like Internet's the only problem G2 has, but they're going to try and turn around onto Humanoid here.
Well, Humanoid does get blown up, but at what cost? The inhibitor tower is down. Now Kaiser's in a little bit of trouble. Gets knocked backwards for a moment or two. Belly slam, body slam rather, comes out. The shield by so much time that allows Kaiser to slam dunk Jankos down. Blast Cone comes out, and Kazi continues to take them on a wild goose chase. He's just spitting out True Shot Barrage after True Shot Barrage. Arcane Shift forward can get the kill, but it's stepping into Caps and bullet time. I think wise call from Mad Lions. They've got an inhibitor down. They've exposed the middle one. There's still 1.5 minutes on Baron. Don't throw away your buffs. Just go back, buy, and go for the Nexus win.
Look, Karzi's the type of player, though, that will arcane shift forward. He likes to get aggressive in the fights. He can either win you or lose you games, but so far in this one, it has been all win-win-win for him. very nicely executed throughout this one. And well, yes, a couple members were lost in the Mad Lions base attempt right there. They broke that top lane inhibitor. That one's going to be down. Mid lane is now exposed. So it is a very worthwhile trade for the Mad Lions. Having that pressure creeping up through top lane due to those super minions as the Elder Dragon is going to be spawning up gives them all the pressure they need to run their way into this jungle, put down the vision, and just clean up even more on this map. Because right now, Wunder is pushed way too far forward.
All credits to the Mad Lions. They came into game 3 picking themselves a team composition that had in itself a timing window. They needed to execute. They had lost 2 games in a row because of poor execution at different stages of the game. And this rookie squad, staring down the barrel of a 0-3, they find a way to build nearly a 10,000 gold lead, get Baron, get Dragon Soul, and now they're pushing into the base of G2. They have still got their backs against the wall. They need to win 2 more games if they want another shot at Fnatic. But for now, it's about killing the Nexus. I asked a doctor about the best way for Mad Lions to win the game, and he just said, kill the Nexus, bro. And that's what Mad Lions are trying to do.
They're killing everything first, though, starting with the bot lane inhibitor right now. Mid lane also exposed, and G2 just can't find a fight. Wunder is going to be spawning, but they're going to be down 3 inhibitors before that even happens. This might just close it out here if they decide to pull the trigger.
It feels that way. Shadow was pulling a distraction over on the western side of the base, and Shadow now comes down with the Cataclysm, the showstopper from Kaiser, into a 2-man pull. Humanoid is dancing on the flanks, and so is Kazi. Bullet Time used to try and stop the fight, but now there's a million minions pushing onto the Nexus. Mad Lions will not go down. 0-3 instead. They force us into another game, and they prove to G2 they can fight back. Get themselves a couple extra kills, pad those stats, Mad Lions, as they take down G2 1-2.
How about that? Mad Lions just exploded the game right there, Trevor.